Hello fellow designer and welcome to Adobo Mix channel. My name is Bryan and today we're gonna make a poster. It's gonna be trippy, a little bit retro vibe and kind of out of this world kind of poster. So free to follow along if you like art stuff, poster making, about social media posts, then feel free to follow me, give us a like and subscribe. Thank you and let's get started. So we're gonna clear up this artboard right here. So clear, that's too bright. So we're gonna fill it up. We're gonna create a layer. This is the layer one. We're gonna put a black layer right there, and that's gonna be our background. It's kind of blue blackish, but I think I'm gonna put it more like a little bit more black and stuff, and that should be a good contrast for a very trippy, colorful composition. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna make a random shape to make another layer so we don't mess up the background. So we're gonna rename this just to, you know, to have a reference, easier for us to change if you want to change in the future. And this one is gonna be our shape, so we can name it like shape. And we could start with the monoline brush. We could start with white for now. We can just, you know, do this for edges. We can do rectangle. Oops. We can try again. Okay, so rectangle right there. We can create a weird shape. It doesn't matter actually what you want to do with the shape, but I want to make it geometric. Not really same size because we're aiming for kind of weird shape, but has a good flow. That's a diamond already. So I'll do this right now. I think this is kind of cool. Some kind of you know, angled rectangle or square. So we're gonna fill it up with color. And what I want to do now is to lock this right here so we don't mess up with the other part of the canvas or the layer. Then we're gonna do, I'm gonna put like a gradient right here, like a gradient design, and we're gonna do some texture afterwards. So what I need to do here, I will actually need a brush, airbrush, soft brush right there. We could start with we're gonna aim for probably green. Let's start with a green, and then at the bottom we can add like yellow. We could add kind of transition in here, and I actually like to incorporate magenta as well, so it has that kind of you know, retro effect right there. I think I'm gonna go something like this, and then kind of yellow in the middle. I think that's a good contrast or transition with the gradient. We could actually modify it as well when we get to we're gonna use a different tool on the adjustment layer. We could actually do Gaussian blur so it blends out pretty well. So we can do this right here, and we can do another saturation. We can increase the saturation so it has more like more vivid color. We can even change the color right here, which is pretty cool. We can end up with this color right here. I think I kind of like this look instead of the original plan, but I'm kind of towards this color. But I also like this bright green kind of teal color. Yeah, we're gonna just use this one right here. And I kind of like that. We're gonna duplicate this one right here. So the one that we duplicated, we can release the alpha lock, the one at the bottom, and then we can also Gaussian blur it so it has a like a shine effect here, so it has more like a retro vibe. And we're gonna go all, if we go all the way, that's just not gonna have a dynamic effect because it's it's just everywhere. So we're gonna go like a little bit of a shyness right there. And then we could on the layer right here, we can put some noise so it has a little bit of a, you know, because that's just plain, it's kind of like boring for me. So we can add a little bit of noise so it has a little bit of texture, but it just a little bit right there. I think that's just good enough texture for this kind of artwork. And then we could just disable that, and we could actually put a subject right here. So if you would like any photos that you have like a good focal point, this is actually the middle ground, and the black color is like the background. So we need to have a focal point or the foreground. All right, so I selected this flower right here. You can select any flower that you like, and then we just need to remove the background for now. So we could do selection right here, automatic, and then we could select all the whites. Then we could just point all of the white color on the flower or inside the flower. It's and then we could invert it, and then we could put mask, and then we just had to clean up some artifacts right there. So yep, and then we can actually merge this one right now, so we don't have to worry about anything else. We could duplicate this flower right here, so we have, oops, so we have something to, yeah, we can make it a little smaller right there. We can duplicate another one, so it's just a matter of duplicating, and then we could, you know, rotate them. I think that's good enough for me. I can just merge all of the 3 flowers right there, and we could start taking this up to the next level. I'm gonna duplicate this one right here just in case we mess it up. I will go to the effects, to the adjustment layer, chromatic aberration, so it gives a little bit of a, you know, dramatic effect, kind of trippy. This one right here, we could go glitch, so it has a little bit of a trippy effect. We could go wave, something like this. I think it's, you just have to be patient to get the best effect. I think that's good. It's very dreamy and trippy. We're gonna change the brush to monoline so it's even out. So we're gonna make a circle right here. We're gonna fill it up with some color, make it a little bit brighter so it's all a little bit more contrasty. So we go to selection, we can go ellipse, you can make a circle, you can tap your hands anywhere on the screen so you could get that perfect circle. You can go invert, and then you could mask it. And then the one that bothers me is the glow. It's too much brightness happening, so we're gonna lower the opacity of the glow right there so it doesn't overshine everything, because it's kind of like too much. For this one right here, I'm gonna go for hue and saturation. We're gonna color match it. Let's see if we get better results. Okay, with the blue, I kind of like it as well, but kind of like the blue though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the blue, so we can just go with this one right here. Oops. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one. So it's a little bit more dreamy and trippy. So on the background, we can add another layer. We could go to luminance, light pen, and then we could go to the brightest yellow that you can find, and we can just start putting some, you know, lights here and there. You don't have to go for like a pattern. You can and just make it just like this one right here, just to give it like something interesting on the background. Yeah, a little bit more interesting, I think. And I think we could join this one right here. Then I'm gonna put the moon right here. Then I'm gonna add more noise on like here, so you can see a little bit more the noise. You can go different type of, let's see, octane. Oh, wow, that just changed everything. Scale. Ooh. Wow. I think I like that. Kind of like that effect though. Yeah, I liked it. Let's just increase the brightness then. And then since it changed everything, I'll just change pretty much the color so it has a little bit more. I'm gonna make it more brighter. Not really brighter, or more saturated. And then that just make it more interesting. And then for the background that we did, we can actually Gaussian blur it so it has a little bit of natural effect on the background. So if it's not really blurred out, it's very sharp, so it's not really that realistic. So we want to make it surreal, so making it a little bit blur should be a better result. And then we could go back to light pen. We can add some light that is a little bit sharp but smaller, so it's more dynamic. Just a couple of them. Yeah, I think it's just kind of trippy, makes me, you know, throw up. But let's see if we, oops, let me go to this layer, and I'm just gonna see if that's gonna work out. It's not really gonna work out. Let's see if I duplicate this and go to to brightness. I'm gonna go black, and then I will Gaussian blur it so it has a little bit of shadow. Let's see if that's gonna give a little bit of effect. Maybe, but I'm not kind of a fan. But we could, you know, decrease the opacity and we can offset it. Maybe it could turn out to be great. Oh, maybe. Let's see, we can decrease the opacity a little bit better, a bit more. We can duplicate this one right here. We could lower the hue and saturation. You could put it below the colored shape. We could Gaussian blur it to give it like a little bit of shadow, because it's just floating on the air. So Gaussian blur. Let's see if that's have an effect. That really, I don't. Maybe if I offset it a little bit. Oh, there you go. And then we could start doing the Gaussian blur. Oh, okay. So the reason why it's not doing, because it's still on alpha lock. So let's try again. Oh, there you go. There you go. So it has a little bit of, you know, shadow. So we can decrease the opacity just to. And then this flower right here, it's I like to put a shadow to it as well. So we could do hue and saturation. Let's put the brightness down. We can go Gaussian blur it again. So it has a little bit of you know, dimensions, and yeah, a little bit of dimensions, so it doesn't look static there, right there. I think the moon needs a little bit of, you know, a little bit of love, maybe going out of the window or this shape right here can bring a little bit interest. So for now, I think it's a little bit trippy right now, but I think this part right here doesn't have. Alright, so for the moon, I would like to put some noise as well. So on the adjustment, you can make a noise just to give it a little bit texture. Maybe we could experiment with, let's try to put the background as well, if it will see. Oh, woo. that is just too much. Maybe a little bit like this, I think. And you can add more elements if you would like, but I think this is just enough for today. We can make it bigger or smaller. Maybe smaller is better, but there's no right or wrong answer here. So alright guys, so this is the final product for today, and I hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to like and subscribe and comment down below. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you guys, bye.